PGA Tour cuts jobs years after receiving millions in St. Johns County subsidies. The PGA Tour is making significant staffing changes as part of a broader restructuring effort. PGA Tour officials confirmed 56 full-time employees are being laid off, representing about 4% of its global workforce. In addition, the organization says it will not fill 73 previously posted job openings. Despite the reductions, leadership say this is not a full downsizing, but rather a reorganization of priorities, with plans to create more than 30 new full-time roles aligned with the tour's evolving business strategy. The changes come under relatively new leadership after CEO Brian Rolapp took over in 2025. The tour has also previously offered voluntary retirements, with about 30 employees participating last year. Locally, the move comes after significant public investment in the tour's headquarters in St. Johns County, including millions in incentives tied to job creation. The restructuring also follows ongoing competition from Live Golf, which has disrupted the sport by drawing top players with lucrative contracts and forcing the PGA Tour to adapt its business model. Officials say the organization is now focused on reinvesting in talent and repositioning for the future as it continues to evolve in a rapidly changing professional golf landscape. I feel like alternative sort of options for professional sports don't usually scare the big dog on the block.
I think Live Golf's in trouble.
Okay.
Because of what's happening. It's from the Saudi side is where a lot of that money's coming from. Mm-hmm. And I think a lot of the Live Golf guys are trying to make their way back to the PGA Tour. Mm. So Blake, what's your thoughts on Live Golf? Do you think it's going to live?
Yeah, so officially Live Golf has said that they are fully funded through the 2026 season, but it's unsure what's it going to be like in 2027 though. Because some of the big stars like Bryson DeChambeau and John Rahm, who are both golf major winners, I believe their contracts up at the end of the year. Brooks Koepka and Patrick Reed already announced that they're leaving.
They're coming back.
Yeah, Brooks is back in the PGA Tour, and Patrick's joining back up after the FedEx Cup playoffs in the PGA Tour. So it will definitely be interesting to see what's happening now. Plus also there's a lot of issues with how the Saudi Arabian Public Investment Fund, which is the main firm that's funding the Live Golf, how are they going to fund other ventures as well? Because their main thing is like they want to fund other things. They want like Saudi Arabian funding, but they don't want to like constantly rely on like oil or oil and gas for future revenue.
Yeah, and I have no problem. A lot of people had a problem with the players that went to Live Golf. Mm-hmm. Each individual player had to do what was right for their family.
Yeah,
absolutely.
But I do have to give a nod to Rory and him champion the PGA Tour for those guys who stayed and were able to stay and have benefited from staying. Because I don't know if you watch any golf at all, but there's a nice Netflix thing called Full Swing, which really does a nice job. But I gotta give Rory a lot of credit during this turmoil of holding it together with the PGA side. And credit to the crew doing it. It sounds like they're restructuring. Some of those jobs could come back, but they have to kind of see where they're at, restructure, and then build from there.
Yeah.
And it sounds like Live Golf did put pressure on PGA Tour to maybe modernize and streamline. Is that what I'm hearing?
Yes, and I definitely will say because of Live Golf, there's definitely a lot of like improvements to the PGA Tour when it comes to major payouts because right now we have the signature events, which is like the Players Arnold Palmer Invitational, the Memorial Tournament. So it's like non-major events in the golf. In the golf calendar, but that's still like big enough to get people watching on NBC and CBS. So now you have like more of the big guys like Scheffler, McIlroy, Cameron Young, Tommy Fleetwood still playing in those big events, and they're getting even more paid because it's labeled as a signature event, and therefore more money and more exposure.
There's plenty of money to go around in that sport. So
okay.
Yeah.
All right.